Hello viewers, welcome back to an episode with me, Bearlenation. It's a new season, there's new signings, plenty of fun to be had, plenty of points for us to pick up. And we'll start today looking at the summer transfer window business, and we'll play the first game of the season, and the fixture gods have put us against local rivals Leeds United. So let's get into this and welcome the new players. Here's the first player I'd like to introduce to viewers, Cami Smith. Interesting one, this one. We actually signed him last summer, but he was on loan, so he didn't arrive until this year. He's unfortunately not as good as what we were expecting in terms of a quality to add to the squad. Nevertheless, he will be a good backup for us this season. He only cost us £100,000. He's on a small wage of £4,900 a week. So I think as a backup, he's still young as well, 24. He's still got potential to grow to 3 stars. For a backup player, he'll certainly do for a few seasons. Next up, we have Tony Datkovic. We actually signed him in January, but he again didn't join until the summer. Certainly will be a very good backup for us. Again, only cost us £600,000, so a relatively small amount, £2,800 a week. 3-star at the moment. He'll provide good cover for us, as you'll see why we need that cover shortly. But 26 years old, I think he'll be a good addition to the squad. Next up, please welcome Damian Schmidt. He was a free transfer. We signed him on a pre-contract agreement. Currently 3.5-star ability. Again, he could be pushing for the starting squad. Certainly will be good competition for Berk and Device, and I'm excited to see how he's going to get on this season. Next up, welcome Jamie Hansen. He's come from Oxford for a fee of £475,000. He was needed to be brought in because Alan Hutton decided to retire. Initially, we offered Hutton a contract and he wanted £14,500 a week, which we weren't prepared to give him. So that led to a new right back being needed. And Hansen was scouted, currently 3-star, potential to be 4-star, only 24 years old, 6'3". I think he's got some good potential in there and some really good stats to see him on the way to being a first teamer, if not making the first team this season. Excited to see how he's going to develop and how he'll get on in a Hull City shirt. Moving on, welcome Miguel Angel Gomez. 22 years old. It cost us £800,000. He got 15 goals in the Spanish second division last season. Interesting to see if he can convert those goals into the English league. Quite excited about him. 22 years old. Again, 6'3". We will be playing him as a poacher. Good heading, good finishing, good composure, great first touch, and he's got good acceleration. Decisions could be a little bit better, but I'm very happy with him. I think for £800,000, he will fit the bill for what we need. A relatively low wage of just under £6,000 a week. This one I am excited about. Welcome John Flanagan. He was bought after Hansen, and he's coming on a free transfer. He was released by Rangers. He will be our starting right back. The scouts found him on a free transfer later on in the window, and with his age of 27, he's in his prime, and I felt as though he would be a great addition to the squad. He's on £9,000 a week, maybe a little bit more than what we were expecting to spend this summer. But I think he'll be a great addition to the squad. Can play at right back and left back if needed. So very excited again to see how he'll get on in a Hull City shirt. And finally, the star of the window. Please welcome, on loan, Harry Wilson. How we've managed to get him on loan, I have no idea. He was on loan at Bournemouth last season, where he scored 7 goals in 28 games with an average of 7.03. We're paying £12,000 a week to him, which I think is a lot, but for a player of his quality, he will add a lot to this squad and will be very creative. We've also had 2 youngsters join who are Cadet Diawara and Bailey Spencer Adams, I signed Diawara, and Spencer Adams was signed by the head of youth development. Outgoings, We sold Tom Eaves because Dicko signed a new contract and we brought Gomez in. We felt it was right for him to go. Few loans. We tried to get rid of Tafazoli on a permanent deal. He rejected a move to Portsmouth, so as the window was coming to a close, we felt we had to get something for him, so we sent him out on loan to Burton on $5,000 a month. Not ideal, but better than nothing. Bibel has gone on loan to Oldham for the season, and his contract's up. With the additions of Datkovic and Schmidt, he wasn't needed anymore, and he won't play for this club again because his contract's up in the summer. Eric Lehigh, wasn't really expecting to sell him at the start of the window, but when Flanagan became available alongside Hansen, he wasn't going to be good enough as a starter, and he was a backup to the left back. And with the other players in the squad, I felt as though we didn't really need him anymore. He was 31, he's aging a bit, he was on a big wage, and Tenerife came in with an offer of $375,000. Would have ideally liked a bit more for him, but I think on deadline day, it was someone who wasn't going to get a game for us until January and then could have left on a free, so it was better than nothing. Other transfer news, we did try and sign Max Maddison. We had a clause to buy him for $400,000, which we took up. However, when it came to contract negotiations, he wanted nearly $20,000 a week, which we just weren't prepared to give him. And when you look at it now, we've managed to get Harry Wilson on loan. I believe Harry Wilson will fill the gap of Maddison. We also managed to get Heavy Kane on loan again. He's extended for this season, so it'll be good to see how he builds on next season. Other than that, everyone's fairly similar. Pre-season wise, we had a mixed pre-season to start with. We lost our first two games against Benfica and Porto Muniz, who are in the Portuguese top division. After that, we went unbeaten. We beat some lower Portuguese team and the Belgian team. Then we beat Hull United and North Ferriby, who are local teams to us, to try and get some confidence in the squad. We have had a takeover of sorts. A consortium's come in and took over. They've put no money into the club. The original chairman is still here. The other chairman has retired. So finances have improved a little bit because of the takeover. As you can see, there's this big spike here where they put some money in. Overall balance is 22 million. Fingers crossed we can maintain that. Wage budget, we are spending a little bit over, just about 11,000. January we might have to address that because the club vision wants us to work within the wage budget. So we need to do that, otherwise we could be putting ourselves at risk in the job. Club wants to still develop players from the youth system, which we're happy to do. They're disappointed at playing counter-attacking football, but I've changed the tactic, which we'll look at in the Leeds game, to be able to change that from disappointed to very pleased. And don't sign players over 30, which we've not done in this window, to keep the board happy again. This season, looking for mid-table and 4th round of the FA Cup and 3rd round of the League Cup. Hopefully we'll be able to push for playoffs this season to kick on from last year. This is a tactic we're going to be using this season, a 4-2-4. This is the best 11 that we can field, in my opinion. Unfortunately, Irvine's injured, so he'll miss the start of the season. But other than that, you've got Flanagan starting at right back, Wilson and Scott on the wings, with Radeon and Lewis Potter up front, with a stronger bench who can come on and make a difference. What we'll do is, we'll leave this there. If you join me again in a minute, we'll get the season started, play Leeds, big game to open the season. We are at home, so let's hope we get the 3 points and start the season off right. Welcome back, viewers. Team for today against Leeds, opening day of the season. George Long in goal, back four of Elder, Device, Burke and Flanagan. Midfield two of Stewart and Kane. On the wings are Scott and Wilson, with Lewis Potter and Radeon up front. Let's get the new season underway. Here we are then, viewers. Kickoff is here. New season is underway. Lovely afternoon for it. 7 minutes in. No highlights at the moment. Very confident going forward at the moment. Leeds will be one of the stronger teams. Wilson, free kick though, first highlight. But Leeds launched the counter-attack. Can we get back? Bamford's found his way through. One-on-one. He's missed it. Flanagan Oh, he turns on the ball and clears it up. Great start. Confident we can turn the opportunities we had last season into goals, which will turn the points into 3 points and the losses into draws. Flanagan, on his debut, gets the ball in, but it's headed away by Leeds. They launch the counter-attack. They bring it down on the left-hand side. They've had a speculative effort and it's gone wide. But even stats are even. We've had 6 shots to their 2. 1 shot each. Possession's roughly the same, nearly 50-50. Coming up to half-time, and we've only had the few highlights. And here we are, it's half-time. I think if we... Yeah, not doing a lot more to come from the players. I think hopefully that should get a bit of a reaction out of them, which it looks like it has out of some of them. And here we are, the second half is underway. Come on, boys. First highlight goes to Leeds. They get the ball in, Bamford's there, but it's headed away. Oh my word. I think he's hit an absolute wonder strike there. Let's have a look at this. It was headed away and he's just absolutely smacked it into the top corner. Oh no. We've been the better team here as well, stats wise. Ask them to show some passion. Big day. They are all fired up, but I think it's time for a change. Strikers have been quiet. We'll bring Gomez on. Bring Henriksen on as well for Stewart. See how we get on with those changes. We've not really had many highlights, so that's the only thing. This game hasn't had many. Leeds with 1-0 though. But playing the keeper, he's playing a dangerous game. Kicks it into the midfield. Play a loose ball, but they mop it up again. Playing it around the defence. Down the wing, but Flanagan clears it. Kane, can he bring it forward? He does. Looks back to Flanagan, who's there. Gives it straight back into our defence. Bert with a good ball to Kane. Gomez! Gomez! On his debut. He's got the goal. Get in. 1-1. Good bit of play here. Wilson with a lovely header back to Kane, who finds a great ball to Wade and heads it on, and Gomez on the volley. What a finish that is on your debut. Get in. 1-1. So good, we're seeing it again. Oh, looking for the offside. He is onside. And what a finish that is. Top corner again. 2 great finishes. Deep free kick. Wilson. Beck's there. Oh, I thought that was going in. It's just over. Goal kick to Leeds. Bamford gets it, but the Leeds come through, and again, speculative effort has gone wide. Device brings it out. Elder on the left, who loses the ball, but Henriksen picks it up and Elan loses it again. Leeds are trying to launch the counter attack now. We need to just clear our lines here, put the pressure on and try and dispossess. Dallas, Elder, I thought he'd got it then, but he hasn't. Leeds are playing it around, but on the free on the right, oh, he's done it again. Two shots like that, and he's put them in. I bet on another game that would not have happened. Let's have a look at this. He's put it in exactly the same place. He could do that 100 times, and he wouldn't do that. That is unbelievable. 2 long-range effort, and they've just flown in. I think... I'm not disappointed with the boys there, because I think they have played well. I just think that was 2 good, 2 lucky long-range efforts, and they've both flown in. I'm not gonna have a go at them. It's harsh. They played well. So we start the season with a disappointing loss. I would like say, just on another day, we probably would have got at least a point, maybe 3. We'll come back against Newcastle, who are one of the newly relegated teams in this league, and we'll see how we get on against them. I know it's only 2 games, but Newcastle are a big team in this league. If you have enjoyed what you've seen today, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you again tomorrow.